Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Love, Sex, and Marriage Season 1, Episode 5, and the name of this episode is Rumor Has It. This was a really good episode, and also they have confirmed that they're going to be doing the stage play during Labor Day weekend, and I'm gonna try to get down to Atlanta to see this because I am loving the show. I love the writing. I love the characters. It's just a great show all around, and I am so on the edge of my seat to see what's going to happen next because the next episode is the season finale, and from what they're saying, it's going to have all of our mouths dropped. So I can't wait to see. But this episode definitely has set up everything because things are just crazy, and let's just say rumors have a life of their own. So let me get started. Alright, the episode opens up with Terrell, Ashley, Ken, and Vontae. They're all at Ken's house, and they're all talking. You know, Vontae's talking about Dion, and, you know, Ashley as well as Terrell are kind of, you know, cutting on him, talking about something like, you know, Ashley's like, when you going, like, what you mean you going, because, you know, he starts talking about Dion, saying that he's, you know, thinking about this weekend is going to be the weekend, and he's going to give Dion some. And Ashley's like, girl, with your chicken legs, you better hope he don't run. I was like, ooh, Ashley's a mess. I love Ashley. And, you know, the funny thing about it is that, you know, Terrell is even saying the same thing, like, yo, when you going to actually, when you going to finally get the skins and everything, not realizing that, you and Vontae are fucking the same Dion. Just saying. So, you know, so pretty much, they also talk about, you know, Darren, you know, and, you know, they also, and pretty much, you know, Ken lets them know that, yeah, you know, Darren went to this bachelor party, so this weekend I got a lot of work done, and then like, you know, they asked, so pretty much they asked, you know, were you at the party, Terrell? Terrell was like, oh no, I was at you know, was DeAndre with you partying? He's like, oh no, I went to another party. DeAndre said he had to work or whatever, so he was doing him. So immediately this kind of rings along with Ken, like, okay, we just had this conversation and yet he dancing. We're gonna have to talk about that. And then they also noticed that Darren's ring is sitting on the table, and they was like, oh yeah, it's Darren's ring. So they like, okay, so why isn't he wearing it? It's like, oh, he just, you know, took it off when he went to go play basketball. And next thing you know, we see that finally Darren shows up, and he shows up with his friend Jeremy. You know, Jeremy. So pretty much, you know, Darren actually introduces Jeremy to the friends or whatever, and then all of a sudden we see Jeremy look at Terrell, and he's like, hey, do I know you from somewhere? And then Terrell was like, oh yeah, we probably fucked, let's go. And I was like, really, dude? It's like, no, this boy is cocky as hell, but it's so hilarious. And I'm like, really, dude? Like, who says shit like that? That just had me rolling. And then we see that Jeremy and Darren have a conversation, you know, because they start asking about, because before, while they were leaving, they did ask about Andre, and everybody's like, oh no, we ain't seen Andre, we don't know what's going on with him. So, and then the next thing you know, they all leave the room, and it's just Jeremy and Darren. And Jeremy immediately brings up, like, yo, ain't that the same damn Andre that was dancing at the party and shit? And he was like, yo. And then, like, you know, Darren's like, yo, keep that down. That's his homeboy. You know, so he's like, so, yo, old boy gave you head in the bathroom and shit? And then Darren was like, nah, it wasn't nothing like that. You know, all I did was take him home, put some money in his pocket, and that was it. Nothing happened. And, you know, the reason why I did what I did was because I feel he's too young and too talented to be just, you know, having sex with dudes in the bathroom. And but then he's saying that, so pretty much, you know, Jeremy was like, okay then, so why don't you just tell Ken about it? He's like, nah, I would, but, you know, Ken had already told him about, dancing and stripping at these parties and shit. And if I actually mentioned that Andre actually Andre was still not only dancing but still tricking, it's gonna be World War III, and I ain't trying to have that. But he's saying that. So, but Jeremy, I agree with Jeremy. Jeremy's like, well, why don't you just tell Ken? Do you got something to hide? He's like, no, I ain't got nothing to hide. So I have to say that Jeremy was being real. Like, you should just be upfront with your man. So all of a sudden, Ken comes back in, and it's just him and Darren now. Jeremy is left. Ken immediately is like, so how was the party? And he was like, party. He's like, oh yeah, and he's like, what party? He's like, the bachelor party. How was it? He was like, oh, you want to go to the mall? Really, nigga? Really? Like, I'm just like, okay, you just literally turned the subject, and Ken, again, didn't see it. Like, okay, why would you just all of a sudden now want to go to the mall when I asked you a question? But he was like, and Ken was, but it did kind of alarm Ken. He's like, mall? When did you ever want to go to the mall? But he was like, so did you get any lap dances? Did you do anything with those dudes? He's like, nah. He's like, well, actually, he did get a lap dance, but he was kind of like, so therefore, this fool, and I love how the way Darren moves because he's so damn slick. I'm like, so he pretty much, I want to ask you something, babe. What would be a deal breaker for you? And I'm like, okay, that is some typical rotten nigga shit right there, because now you trying to figure out how much I can fuck up so I know not to fuck up to the point where you'll get rid of my ass. So he was like, would it be cheating? And he was like, but Ken was like, look, if you were to cheat, I would at least hear you out. Like, why? Are you cheating on me or something? He's like, oh, no. He's like, so he's like, okay, everything is cool then. Let's go to the mall. And then all of a sudden he starts putting it on like, but Kim was like, oh yeah, we going to the mall, but you ain't going to the mall smelling like that. And Darren was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get in the shower. Won't you join me? He says, now if I do that, we ain't going to the mall. And he's like, exactly. So we see that Ken and Darren are still, are still, turning up the heat with each other, but let's just see how high that heat will be by the end of this whole thing. Then we get a scene with Terrell and Andre. Andre pretty much is sitting on Terrell's dresser, and Terrell's like, man, get your nasty ass off my dresser. He's like, and Andre's like, I ain't sitting on your nasty ass bed, dude. Ain't no telling what's been on the bed. He's like, you were up in that bed a week ago, or did we forget? I'm like, But, so pretty much he says that he has some advice, but the advice is not for him, it's for somebody else. And then Terrell is like, it's about you. He's like, no, it's not. It's about somebody else. Like, no, it's about you. He's like, well, then all of a sudden, before he's about to explain himself, we see that, that this guy Jamie comes in. Now, Jamie is the guy that we saw in the last episode who busted Darren and Andre at the bachelor party in the bathroom. So of course you saw from that Jamie done drew his own conclusions because it did look suspicious. So all of a sudden we see that Andre goes to the bathroom. Terrell actually introduces Jamie to Andre, but as soon as Andre leaves the room, here come Miss Jamie spilling the tea, and was like, oh yeah, I don't know if you knew about this, but yeah, your boy, yeah, he was dancing at a party, and he was, messing around with your homeboy, and he even went home with him and everything. So now Terrell has already drawn conclusions that, that Andre is pretty much still hoeing, but not only that, he's messing with he's pretty much, smashing one of the homies' dudes. But in his mind, he's thinking it's Vontae. Go figure, right? So he's thinking it's Vontae. So we see that Jamie leaves. So I'm like, Jamie just came in to start some shit and leave. Like, ain't that a nigga for you? come in and stir some shit and then leave and go have like a pineapple soda or some shit. What kind of fuck is going on with that? Like, damn. Like, because at the end of the day, you saw what you saw, but you didn't even get the fucking story right. But now, this is how rumors start. So now, the rumors out there that Andre done messed around with somebody's man at the party, but immediately Terrell is thinking it's Vontae's man. So all of a sudden, Andre comes back from the bathroom, he sits down and is about to tell his story, and Terrell just goes off on him. He's like, you know what? I'm sick of your shit, man. You are too young. You are getting too old to be still making these dumb-ass young nigga decisions, man. You need to get your shit together. You're like, yo, I just can't with your ass. Like, how the hell you just gonna be messing around with somebody's man at the party? How you gonna be messing with, how you gonna be messing with Vontae's dude, man? He really liked that guy. Why would you do some shit like that? And pretty much, and he's saying that, look, I ain't messing. Andre was like, I'm not messing with Vontae's dude. He's like, well, I ain't got no nigga, so who else? And I know it ain't Darren, so who else are you messing with? And then Andre's like, well, exactly. He's like, you know what? Just get the hell out. Didn't give him a chance to say nothing. Just put him out. He says, besides, I got a piece coming over here anyway. Get up out of here. And then the next thing you know, the person that he was waiting on was Dion, Vontae's dude, but also, Terrell's piece. So you doing all this extra shit, Terrell, talking to him about him messing with Vontae's dude, when yet in reality you're the one that's fucking Vontae's dude. Because so all of a sudden we see Dion walks in after he done put Andre out. Terrell's like, yo, and he just like literally is about to just take the ass. And he's like, yo, what you doing? He's like, come on. He's like, ain't no talking, man. Just get naked. He's like, He's like, dude, why you up here playing these fucking games? You came over here for this dick. You know that's what you want. And he was saying that, and pretty much, he's like, well, I don't need that. I can go somewhere else. He's like, well, fine, why don't you get the fuck on and go somewhere? And besides, you up here doing all this extra shit. You called me and asked me, can you come over here? I'm like, yeah, how about that, Dion? Supposedly you're supposed to be in your new relationship with Vontae, but yet you still coming over there calling Terrell, looking for a tune-up of the Black Mandingo. You ain't slick, bitch. So, and then he's just pretty much saying that, well, that's just it. I deserve more, and you ain't gonna never change. He's like, hell no, I ain't changing. And he's saying, but if anything, he's like, no, I ain't changing. But at the end of the day, you my fuck boy. You've always been my fuck boy. And he's just saying that, yeah, exactly. You ain't nothing but a fuck boy. And like Dion is like giving lip back and everything, and then all of a sudden, Terrell horny at the same time. So they're going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, Dion's like, I'm gonna leave, and then Terrell's like, oh, you gonna leave? That's what you gonna do? And then all of a sudden that cocky nigga come out. He takes off his shirt and he got the body. He's like, yo, you mean to tell me you gonna leave all this for that little situation you got going on over a fucking date? Really? You know you like it. You know it's good. Don't you like this? Don't you know it's good? And then all of a sudden you just see damn Dion squirming, like waiting, like it's like her damn ass is about to explode out of her jeans. And then next thing you know, he's throwing him down and he taking the ass. He's like, yeah, you know what you want. He's like, and I'm like, this is gonna be some shit when that gets out. Yo, I am so on the edge of my seat waiting for Vontae to find this shit out. Because I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Because here it is, you thinking you got Vontae's back, but really you're the one that's kind of a part of the situation, and you don't even know it. And it's because Terrell has many men. So, Dion's just one of many. But yeah, Dion came over there for the D, and Terrell knew what it was, and Terrell threw it on him. So then we see that Terrell goes and he runs into Ashley, Ashley sitting down at work as usual, not doing her job, and he's like looking for Vontae, and she's like, you know, like, well, why don't you tell me what's going on? She's like, no, I need to talk to Vontae because they ain't none of your business. But she's like, excuse me, but this is a business establishment, and we have to conduct ourselves accordingly. Ashley always gets me laughing every time. So then, finally, Vontae shows up, and Terrell tells him, about Andre, and that, that Andre fucking your man. So immediately Vontae's like, oh, I'm going to beat his ass. And then Terrell's like, now come on, Vontae. You know you can't fight. He's like, yo. And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe Andre would do something like this to me. And I thought Dion was a decent guy. But then Terrell said, yeah, I know a Dion, but he ain't no decent guy. So I'm like, it's funny, y'all talking about the same damn person, y'all sitting right there in front of each other, and y'all don't even know, y'all talking about the same damn dude. Crazy. So then all of a sudden, Andre shows up, and Vontae just cold cocks the shit out of Andre. Just, I'm like, damn. And he's like, you slut-ass bitch, and, and he's saying that, how, and then Andre's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do that? And he was like, yo, you messed up. He's like, yo, you real fucked up. You trifling ass bitch, you fucked Dion. You know I liked him, and yet you went after him anyway. And he was like, I didn't fuck Dion. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, then Austin Terrell was like, well, if you didn't fuck Dion, I ain't got no dude, so who? And then all three of them all put it together. Oh, Darren, damn. And then, Vontae told Ashley, could you go check the door to make sure everything's okay? She's like, fuck that door. This is where the action's at. I'm like, Ashley, I'm with you, girl. Yes. So, all of a sudden, Andre in this scene is trying to explain what happened, but the three of them have already drawn their own conclusions. They all being real judgmental. He's trying to explain what happened. I didn't fuck Dion. And he's like, oh, so that means you fucked Darren in the bathroom? And all, he's like, no, Darren was in the bathroom, but he's trying to explain that nothing happened, but they had already drawn the conclusions that Andre done fucked Darren at the party. So now all of them have completely, created their own assumption of the situation. And he was saying that, look, it was a masquerade party. I didn't know it was Darren, but but he was trying to, the part when he was really trying to get into what really took place, they all just blew him off. Like, you know what, I ain't want to hear this shit. And then, Vontae's like, yeah, you can let yourself out. I don't want to hear this shit either. So they all leave. And here is Andre just sitting there like, yo, they all thinking I'm some type of skeezer, that I would do some shit like that to my best friend. And now everybody is thinking that Andre and Darren did something when yet they didn't. And the real he of this whole situation is that Terrell is the one that's fucking Terrell is the one that's fucking Dion, and here it is, Dion is playing this love relationship with Vontae. But for what we've seen, he really does have feelings for Vontae, because there was a moment he hesitated, but hey, you got a big, strong, sexy black mandingo motherfucker sitting in front of you. You'll probably second guess too if you that weak. But then again, hey, I can't even say myself I would have turned it down. So I'm just saying, just being on some real shit. But that's where the episode ended. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and commentary on this episode. But yes, I am so here for this show, and I know that this stage play is going to be a phenomenal success, and I'm going to make my way down to Atlanta to see it. So yes, September Labor Day weekend, oh yeah, I'm coming. I'm claiming it. I'm going to be there. So it is what it is. So that's what I have, y'all. So subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I will be back with the next episode of Love, Sex, and Marriage, which is the season finale, and I can't wait, y'all. Yes. So until then, everybody, take care.